Welcome to our channel, a space dedicated to uncovering the profound secrets to achieving not just success, but a life filled with purpose and profound happiness. Have you ever found yourself pondering a universal human enigma? Why do some individuals falter and give up at the first whisper of adversity, their dreams dissolving like mist, while others, seemingly facing even greater odds, stand firm, resilient, and ultimately soar to extraordinary achievements? This isn't just a fleeting thought. It's a question that has resonated through the ages, echoing in the hearts and minds of countless generations. Today, we embark on an incredibly insightful journey, delving deep into the very core reasons behind the pervasive act of quitting. More importantly, we are not just here to diagnose the problem. We are here to equip you with powerful, inspiring philosophies from one of the greatest masters of personal development, Jim Rohn. Our unwavering goal, our singular promise to you, is this: you will never quit. We are going to explore how to transform every single obstacle, every perceived setback, into an unshakable stepping stone that propels you relentlessly towards your goals, enabling you to grasp your deepest aspirations. The sobering reality is often far removed from what we might initially assume. Most people who abandon their pursuits don't do so because they inherently lack talent, or because opportunities somehow bypass them, or even because they aren't intelligent enough to grasp complex challenges. As Jim Rohn, with his characteristic profound simplicity, once observed, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better." This isn't a harsh judgment, it's a liberating insight. It implies that the crux of the issue typically resides not in external circumstances, but within each of us, specifically, in our mindset, our approach, and our fundamental attitude towards life's inevitable challenges. It's an internal game, a battle fought within the confines of our own minds, long before it manifests in the external world. One of the most significant, often overlooked, reasons why so many people readily throw in the towel is the conspicuous absence of a crystal-clear vision and a set of powerfully defined, specific goals. Imagine setting out on a long, arduous journey without a map, without a destination etched firmly in your mind. Every fork in the road becomes a source of confusion. Every slight incline feels insurmountable. When you lack a precise understanding of where you are headed, or more importantly, why you are heading there, even the slightest obstacle can feel like an impenetrable wall. You become disoriented, lose your sense of direction, and almost inevitably, frustration sets in, leading to that all-too-familiar feeling of discouragement. Without that guiding star, the path ahead feels arbitrary, and the motivation to continue simply fades away. Your inner compass, lacking a true north, begins to spin wildly, leaving you adrift in a sea of uncertainty. Then there is the formidable force of impatience, a trait that has become increasingly prevalent and, frankly, almost celebrated in our modern era. We live in a world that thrives on instant gratification, a relentless pace where information is delivered in real time, purchases arrive at our doorstep within hours, and entertainment is available at the tap of a screen. This hyperspeed environment subtly, yet powerfully, cultivates an expectation of immediate results in every aspect of our lives. When success doesn't materialize overnight, or when the journey stretches into a long, arduous trek filled with unexpected trials and tribulations, many individuals find themselves utterly disheartened and utterly exhausted. The mental and emotional toll of a prolonged struggle, especially when contrasted with the quick fixes and rapid rewards seen elsewhere, can be overwhelming. They grow weary of the grind, fatigued by the consistent effort required, and ultimately, they make the fateful decision to disengage and simply give up. This immediate desire for an outcome overshadows the crucial process and the necessary struggle that precedes any worthwhile achievement. Furthermore, the deeply ingrained fear of failure, coupled with the paralyzing apprehension of being judged by others, stands as a formidable psychological barrier. This isn't a trivial concern, it's a deeply human one. The weight of societal expectations, the pressure to conform, and the insidious whispers of negative self-talk about one's own capabilities can collectively cause us to hesitate, to falter, and to shrink back from taking necessary risks even before we've truly begun. The prospect of falling short, of making a mistake, or of being perceived as inadequate can be so terrifying that it renders us immobile. We become prisoners of our own anxieties, opting for the perceived safety of inaction rather than risking the potential discomfort of striving for something great. This fear often stems from a misconception that failure is a final destination, rather than a crucial learning point on the path to mastery. Finally, the insidious lack of consistent discipline and the absence of positive, reinforcing daily habits are often the quiet architects of our surrender. It's not always about grand, dramatic failures, but rather the gradual erosion of effort. When we lack the self-control to consistently perform the small, seemingly insignificant actions that compound over time, we inevitably drift back into our comfort zones. These familiar, yet unfulfilling, spaces offer a deceptive sense of security, pulling us away from the discomfort and sustained effort required for long-term growth and truly valuable achievements. The allure of ease and the path of least resistance become too tempting, causing us to abandon those long-term, highly rewarding endeavors in favor of short-term gratification. These daily choices, small as they may seem, accumulate, ultimately determining whether we build momentum towards our goals or slowly, almost imperceptibly, relinquish them. So, how do we transcend these common pitfalls? How do we become one of the rare few, those who exhibit unyielding resilience and an unwavering commitment to their aspirations? The timeless philosophy of Jim Rohn offers not just an answer, but a powerful, profoundly practical roadmap. His teachings provide the tools, the insights, and the inspiration to forge an indomitable spirit, one that refuses to be swayed by setbacks or discouraged by the length of the journey. This path isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about transforming our relationship with them, turning potential quitting points into moments of profound growth and breakthroughs. Jim Rohn's wisdom is not merely theoretical, it is actionable, designed to empower you to cultivate the internal strength necessary to navigate any storm and emerge stronger, more capable, and ultimately, victorious in your personal quest for greatness. We will dive into these empowering principles, ensuring that your journey forward is marked by persistence, progress, and unwavering belief in your own extraordinary potential. Now, let's deeply explore these empowering principles, ensuring that your journey forward is marked by persistence, progress, and unwavering belief in your own extraordinary potential. The first and perhaps most foundational step Jim Rohn championed is the absolute necessity of crafting a crystal-clear vision and setting compelling, specific goals. Many people flounder and eventually quit because they are simply drifting, reacting to circumstances rather than actively creating their future. Without a precise destination in mind, any unfavorable wind or minor squall can easily knock you off course, leaving you feeling lost and utterly demotivated. Think of it this way. You wouldn't embark on a long road trip without knowing where you're going, yet countless individuals navigate their lives without a clear map or destination. Jim Rohn insisted that your goals should not only be big and ambitious but, crucially, they must be written down. There's a profound psychological power in transforming an abstract desire into a tangible statement on paper. A written goal becomes a beacon, a lighthouse guiding you through the often turbulent seas of life. When you clearly articulate what you want, why you want it, and by when you intend to achieve it, every action you take becomes meaningful, every challenge you face is viewed through the lens of your ultimate objective, and every step, no matter how small, propels you forward with purpose. This clarity eradicates the aimless wandering that often precedes quitting, replacing it with focused intent and an unshakable sense of direction. Beyond having a clear destination, Rohn's philosophy places immense emphasis on continuous personal development. His iconic phrase, "Work harder on yourself than you do on your job," is not merely a catchy slogan, it's a profound directive for sustained success and resilience. Many individuals quit because they feel inadequate, unprepared, or simply overwhelmed by the demands of their ambitions. They focus solely on external factors, the market, the competition, the economy, instead of cultivating their internal strengths. But when you consistently invest in yourself, through reading, learning new skills, attending seminars, seeking mentorship, or simply engaging in thoughtful self-reflection, you are building an impenetrable fortress of capability and confidence. This ongoing self-improvement makes you better equipped to handle challenges, adapt to change, and seize new opportunities. It transforms you from someone who wishes things were easier into someone who becomes better, more resourceful, and far more capable of surmounting any obstacle. This isn't just about accumulating knowledge. It's about refining your character, sharpening your mindset, and expanding your capacity. The more you grow as a person, the more resilient you become, and the less likely you are to be deterred by setbacks. This investment in self is the most potent antidote to feeling overwhelmed or giving up, because it systematically increases your ability to succeed, making failure less about your potential and more about a temporary lesson. The third pillar of Rohn's wisdom for avoiding the quit trap is the unwavering commitment to persistence and discipline. In our instant gratification world, the expectation of immediate results is rampant, leading many to abandon their efforts when success doesn't materialize overnight. Jim Rohn understood that significant achievements are rarely sudden events. They are the cumulative result of consistent, often unglamorous, daily actions. He taught that success is found not in grand, sporadic gestures but in the diligent application of good habits over time. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It's showing up every day, taking those small, deliberate steps towards your goals, even when motivation wanes, when the path feels arduous, or when doubt creeps in. This daily grind, this unwavering commitment to your process, creates an unstoppable momentum. It builds mental fortitude and a deep sense of self-reliance. Think of the farmer. He plants seeds, nurtures them daily, and patiently waits through the seasons for the harvest. He doesn't pull up the sprouting plant if it doesn't yield fruit in a week. He understands the natural rhythm of growth and the power of consistent care. Similarly, your dreams require consistent tending. This isn't just about physical effort. It's about the mental discipline to maintain your focus, to push through discomfort, and to keep showing up. This persistent, disciplined approach is what separates the few who achieve extraordinary things from the many who start with enthusiasm but ultimately fade away when the initial excitement wears off. Crucially, Ron implored us to cultivate a powerful positive attitude and an insatiable learner's mindset. Your attitude, he would say, is one of your most valuable assets, a true game changer. It's the lens through which you perceive reality, influencing your reactions to challenges and opportunities alike. Many people quit because they get bogged down by negative self-talk, fear of failure, or the paralyzing dread of judgment from others. A negative attitude sees obstacles as insurmountable walls, while a positive, learning-oriented mindset views them as stepping stones, valuable lessons, or opportunities for innovation. When you approach life with an attitude of curiosity and resilience, every setback becomes a data point, an insight into what works and what doesn't, rather than a definitive end. Jim Rohn taught that rather than lamenting difficulties, we should embrace them as essential components of our growth journey. He often said, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better." This shift in perspective is transformative. It moves you from a victim mentality to one of empowering agency, recognizing that while you can't control every external event, you absolutely control your response. This proactive, positive stance, combined with an eagerness to learn from every experience, inoculates you against the despair and frustration that often lead others to throw in the towel. It fuels your drive, maintains your momentum, and reinforces your belief in your capacity to overcome. Finally, Jim Rohn's philosophy culminates in the imperative to take decisive action. It's easy to get caught in the trap of analysis paralysis, endlessly planning, strategizing, and waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal conditions. Many brilliant ideas die not from lack of potential, but from a failure to translate thought into tangible effort. Ron emphasized that starting is often the hardest part, but once you take that initial step, momentum begins to build, clarity emerges, and further actions become more natural. He encouraged us not to wait for perfection, because perfection is often the enemy of progress. Instead, he advocated for simply beginning, even if it's just a small, imperfect step. Every journey, no matter how grand, starts with a single step. The act of doing, of moving forward, generates valuable feedback, refines your understanding, and builds confidence. It forces you to confront reality, adapt, and learn in real time. This bias towards action, this willingness to put your ideas into motion, is the ultimate differentiator. It's the bridge between having a dream and making that dream a reality. By consistently applying these powerful Jim Rohn principles, establishing clear goals, relentlessly developing yourself, practicing unwavering persistence and discipline, cultivating a positive and learning attitude, and taking consistent, decisive action, you're not just hoping to succeed. You are actively designing a life where quitting is simply not an option. You are building the internal fortress of character and capability that will enable you to navigate any storm and achieve every dream you set your heart on. This internal fortress, this unshakable core, is not built overnight, nor is it a product of sheer luck. It's meticulously constructed, brick by brick, through the diligent application of Jim Rohn's principles. Imagine embarking on a significant journey without a clear destination. Every fork becomes confusing, every detour a setback, and the temptation to abandon the quest overwhelming. This is precisely why Ron's insistence on a clear, compelling vision and specific, written goals is a fundamental survival strategy. Most people quit because they never truly knew where they were going, or their destination was too vague to withstand the first gust of wind. An unwritten, emotionally uncharged goal is a fleeting wish. But when you meticulously chart your course, paint a vivid picture of your desired future, and understand why that future is essential, every obstacle transforms into a challenge, every setback a lesson. This clarity acts as your internal GPS, constantly recalibrating, ensuring you stay on track. This deep understanding provides an almost gravitational pull, keeping you anchored and moving forward, even when doubts arise. Your purpose becomes your unwavering guide. Beyond the compass of clear goals, Ron profoundly taught that your most significant project is yourself. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better, he famously declared. This isn't self-blame, it's an empowering invitation to endless growth. Most people seek the path of least resistance, hoping for external alignment. But you, armed with Ron's wisdom, understand external conditions are often beyond your control, while your internal world, your skills, knowledge, mindset, and character is entirely within your influence. Committing to work harder on yourself than on anything else is the ultimate investment. You develop resilience, cultivate wisdom, sharpen judgment, and expand your capacity to handle life's challenges. This continuous self-development creates an ever-growing reservoir of inner strength. When faced with monumental challenges, you won't feel defeated, you'll feel equipped. You'll know that if you lack tools, you can acquire them. This unwavering belief in your ability to learn, adapt, and grow becomes an impregnable shield against giving up. Every problem becomes an opportunity to become a better version of yourself, to expand solutions, and deeper understanding. This self-mastery views life's tests as valuable curriculum, continually refining your essence. It's the ultimate defense against internal surrender. This brings us to the indispensable pillars of persistence and discipline, qualities profoundly scarce in an age of instant gratification. Jim Rohn knew success rarely comes in a sudden flash. Instead, it's the cumulative effect of small, consistent actions, repeated daily, often unwitnessed, and unmotivated. Most people quit because they misunderstand progress. They expect immediate results. They plant a seed and expect a tree tomorrow. When initial motivation fades, and visible rewards aren't instant, abandoning efforts becomes irresistible. This is where discipline is your most reliable ally. Discipline isn't about perfect motivation. It's about taking action regardless of how you feel. It's about showing up, doing the work, and staying committed even when excitement wanes. Ron's cumulative effect highlights how insignificant daily disciplines, like reading a few pages or making an extra call, compound into extraordinary results. Conversely, small daily neglects compound into regret. Your consistent daily commitment transforms dreams into realities. It's a quiet, relentless force that carves mountains, one pebble at a time. This unwavering commitment builds an internal muscle of perseverance, teaching that true progress is often slow and incremental, but inevitable if you refuse to stop. This is where the magic happens, in relentless, methodical execution, a testament to your unyielding resolve and daily grit. Furthermore, Jim Rohn championed the transformative power of a positive attitude and an unyielding learning mindset. He famously declared, "A good attitude is a priceless asset." Think, two people face the exact same challenge. One sees an insurmountable obstacle, a reason to complain, a justification to quit. The other sees a puzzle to be solved, an opportunity to learn, a chance to grow stronger. Their circumstances are identical, but their attitude creates vastly different realities and outcomes. The majority focus on problems, dwell on what went wrong, and let setbacks define them. But you, embracing Ron's philosophy, will consciously choose your attitude. You control how you respond, even if you can't control what happens. Every perceived failure, every misstep, is not an endpoint. It is merely feedback, guiding you closer to the correct solution. This learning mindset transforms adversity from a wall into a stepping stone. It means asking, "What can I learn from this?" instead of "Why is this happening to me?" This proactive approach fosters an indomitable spirit. You recognize growth happens when you push boundaries, grapple with difficulty, and refuse to let temporary defeat define your destiny. This resilience, born from a positive outlook and continuous learning, ensures your spirit remains unbroken, resolve intact, and vision undimmed. It's the ultimate internal thermostat, maintaining your burning flame of aspiration. Finally, all these powerful principles, clear vision, self-development, persistence, discipline, and a positive attitude, converge on one critical point: taking action. Jim Rohn wisely observed, "If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse." Most people quit not because they lack brilliant ideas or good intentions, but because they never move beyond planning. They get trapped in analysis paralysis, waiting for perfect moments or resources, which rarely materialize. Many incredible ideas never actualize due to fear of that imperfect first step. But you, committed to Ron's actionable wisdom, understand momentum is built through movement. You don't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. Be clear about your direction, then begin. It's converting intention into initiation, thought into tangible effort. Whether it's an uncomfortable call, a side project, or an hour to a new skill, action bridges aspirations and manifestation. Each small, imperfect attempt contributes to the whole. It builds confidence, provides feedback, and propels you forward. It's applying your internal work. Starting, even unsure, declares seriousness about your dreams. Here, commitment solidifies. It's not grand gestures. It's consistent, deliberate choice to move, do, create, engage. Refusing to merely theorize, and instead persistently building your future, guarantees you won't quit. You become your destiny's architect, one action at a time. The previous segment concluded with the powerful idea that by refusing to merely theorize and instead persistently building your future, you guarantee you won't quit. You become your destiny's architect, one action at a time. This isn't just a catchy phrase. It's a profound mindset shift underlying all lasting success. Think, how many brilliant ideas die in theory, planned but never executed? How many dreams wither because the dreamer sketches blueprints but lays no brick? Jim Rohn's wisdom always brought us to reality. Intention, however pure, is meaningless without execution. It's the critical difference between wishing for a grand house and picking up the hammer. We often get caught in endless preparation, believing more planning mitigates risks. We tell ourselves we need one more book, course, or perfect strategy. But Rohn consistently highlighted that learning alone, without application, is merely entertainment, offering illusion of progress without real momentum. To truly become your destiny's architect, embrace persistent building, committing to consistent, small, daily actions. This isn't about grand gestures leading to burnout, but the quiet discipline of showing up and doing the work. Imagine a master craftsman building magnificent furniture. They measure, cut, sand, join, and polish repeatedly. Each stroke, join, and tiny adjustment contributes to the final masterpiece. Your life, your future, your success, it's all built incrementally. Jim Rohn often spoke about the cumulative effect of our daily choices. Small, positive actions compounded over time lead to extraordinary results. Conversely, small errors in judgment, repeated daily, lead to devastating consequences. These actions don't have to be monumental. Reading 10 pages of a valuable book, making one extra sales call, 15 minutes planning your next day, or diligently sticking to a healthy meal plan, these are your foundational bricks. This consistent action, this daily habit of building, is what prevents you from quitting. Action generates momentum. When you see tangible progress, even small steps, it fuels motivation and reinforces belief in your capabilities. Quitting often happens when efforts and perceived results feel too distant, or enthusiasm fades. But when actively building, you constantly close that gap. You're not just hoping for success, you're creating it, brick by brick. Every successful step, however minor, boosts you psychologically, confirming your efforts are not in vain. It transforms abstract goals into concrete realities. When actively engaged, you're learning and adapting, making mistakes valuable lessons, not insurmountable roadblocks. Jim Rohn taught that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's an essential part of success. You learn from failure only when brave enough to act. Those who merely theorize miss invaluable lessons from trial and error, thus never truly grow. To truly embody your destiny's architect is to seize complete ownership and agency over your life. While you cannot control every external circumstance, you absolutely control your response and actions. This is where Jim Rohn's iconic wisdom resonates. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. You become better through deliberate, consistent action, pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, facing challenges, picking up that hammer and getting to work. It's not about waiting for perfect conditions or inspiration. It's about disciplined execution. Rohn always emphasized that inspiration often follows action. You don't wait to feel motivated to lay a brick. You lay it, and accomplishment then motivates the next. This perspective liberates you from waiting, transforming you into your future's active creator. This active role in building your future is intrinsically linked to another cornerstone of Rohn's philosophy: work harder on yourself than on your job. Committing to being your destiny's architect means working harder on yourself. You invest time and energy not just in external tasks, but in developing your skills, knowledge, resilience, and character. Each action, whether learning a new skill, improving communication, or refining time management, is a direct investment in the architect. It makes you a more capable, effective builder. This self-improvement isn't separate. It's an integrated part of building. The better the architect, the stronger the structure. It's a virtuous cycle. Action leads to growth, growth leads to better action, and better action leads to greater progress, solidifying your resolve to never quit. However, acknowledging action's power is one thing. Consistently enacting it is another. Many struggle with initial inertia, fear of mistake, or feeling efforts are too small. Rohn's philosophy provides practical guidance. He understood the biggest battle is often with ourselves. To overcome procrastination, conquer the first step, however tiny. He advised to just start. Don't wait for perfection. Embrace imperfect action. A poorly written first draft is infinitely more valuable than a perfectly imagined one never written. A mediocre workout is better than no workout. Starting breaks inaction spell, building momentum. The first brick might not be perfect, but it's the start of something tangible, real, and irreversible. The psychological impact of consistent action cannot be overstated. It reinforces self-efficacy and control. Instead of feeling like a victim, you become master of your fate. You replace doubt with certainty, fear with courage, apathy with purpose. Every time you choose action over inaction, you vote for the person and future you want to create. This ongoing engagement keeps your vision vibrant and tangible. It's one thing to have a clear vision, but another to see it slowly materialize through daily, dedicated efforts. This visual and experimental feedback loop is powerful, making the why behind your actions feel more real, urgent, and deeply connected to your core values. Ultimately, sustained practice as your destiny's architect through consistent action becomes your most powerful anti-quitting mechanism. You are not just pursuing a goal, you are actively creating your identity as someone who doesn't give up. Each obstacle overcome, setback learned, small victory achieved, builds an internal reservoir of resilience and determination. This reservoir sustains you through tough times. When challenged, your default will no longer be to retreat or lament, but to ask, what is the next brick I need to lay? What is the next action I can take? This profound shift from passivity to active creation guarantees you'll not only avoid quitting but will manifest the extraordinary future you envision. This isn't just about external success, it's about forging an unshakable inner character that is truly quit-proof. This unshakable inner character, this truly quit-proof self, isn't an accident. It's the deliberate outcome of applying timeless principles. Throughout our discussion, we've seen that most people quit, not from lack of talent or opportunity, but due to internal challenges, a fuzzy vision, rampant impatience, crippling fear of failure, and inconsistent discipline. They often lose their way because they haven't clearly defined their destination, making any setback feel like a dead end. Jim Rohn understood that without a compelling, written destination, aimlessness prevails, allowing small obstacles to become excuses for abandoning valuable efforts. This combination of internal doubt and external pressure commonly leads individuals to give up on their aspirations prematurely. Yet, Jim Rohn's powerful philosophy offers a clear path to transcend these common pitfalls and join the resilient few. It begins with building a vivid, clear vision and setting compelling, detailed goals, written down to transform wishes into concrete commitments, acting as your unwavering lighthouse. Second, embrace relentless self-development. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job, Rohn advised, knowing investing in your skills, knowledge, and wisdom is the highest return endeavor, strengthening your resolve and transforming you. Third, cultivate unwavering persistence through disciplined action. Success is the cumulative result of small, correct actions performed consistently, creating unstoppable internal momentum and forging an unshakable spirit. Fourth, nurture an unyielding positive attitude and a perpetual learning mindset. Your attitude frames your world. As Rohn said, a good attitude is a priceless asset. View challenges as growth opportunities, not endpoints. Finally, translate intention into action. Don't wait for perfection. Start today. Momentum from initial steps often creates clarity and confidence for bigger leaps. By consistently applying these transformative philosophies, you build an impregnable foundation, enabling you not only to resist quitting but to relentlessly pursue and achieve every audacious goal and dream. In essence, while quitting often stems from a lack of clear vision, pervasive impatience, the grip of fear, and insufficient discipline, you now possess the profound tools to overcome these. Armed with Jim Rohn's timeless wisdom, setting compelling goals, relentlessly developing yourself, embracing unwavering persistence and discipline, and cultivating an indomitable positive attitude, you have all the necessary inner strength to conquer any obstacle. Remember this crucial truth: the path to success is rarely easy or smooth. It demands effort, resilience, and belief. However, with resolute persistence, unwavering faith in your own capabilities, and the diligent application of these invaluable lessons, you are destined to be the person who simply refuses to quit. You will not only achieve your dreams but build a life of profound purpose and extraordinary accomplishment. Thank you for joining us today and for embarking on this incredible journey of self-mastery. We deeply encourage you to begin implementing these powerful strategies immediately. Take that very first, decisive step toward your extraordinary future today. Don't forget to like this video if it resonated with you, share it with someone who truly needs this message, and subscribe to our channel for more invaluable insights on unlocking your full potential. Let's make today the unwavering day you commit to never giving up on your dreams. Your future self will thank you.